Just like that, it's Monday morning. Okay, good morning everybody. We are Monday morning again. I am glad that the weather I ordered for you on Friday afternoon turned up and we have had a beautiful weekend full of sunshine. And the good news is it's here until Thursday. So we should have a lovely Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The Thursday's a bit dodgy looking, but hopefully the sunshine sticks around and we can make the most of that outside. Now, as promised on Friday, I'm going to have a lovely set of activities for you this week as a challenge activities. You have two choices, so pick wisely which one you want to do, but once you pick, stick with it as it follows through a theme towards the end of the week. We are not here, you have no lessons on Friday. It's a bank holiday, so I will not be here, you will not be here, you have a day off, so enjoy your bank holiday as always. Right, let's jump in and get started. Brain Buzz, as always, is in the links. Find your level and off you go, and then it is numeracy and we have squares up first. Okay, squares, I hope you got on with Brain Buzz today okay. Now we're going to take a look at and continue with our pie charts. Today is a little tricky because if I had you in my class we could draw these out and have a bit of a practice, but we can't do that. It talks about using circular protractors, and although we do have those in school, I'm not sure you're going to have these at home. So we're going to have to work around this, but it becomes a great problem solving exercise. But let's take a look. If you take a look at the pie chart here, you can see it's been divided up into different amounts. The whole of the pie chart represents the whole of the population that you're trying to draw out. So when I say population, I mean the total number of things that you're trying to draw out. You can see over here that it must be sports. So with 3 different types of sports: table tennis, swimming and football. And you can see they have used the thirds on each part, or not thirds, sixths, sorry. They've used the sixths to represent each of the parts, with football being the largest and football obviously taking up 3/6, which is 1/2. Now, you're going to have to try and split your pie chart into similar size pieces to represent the data that we have for you on the following couple of pages. So for example, here we have the different seasons, and it tells you in our group of 8 children we have surveyed the seasons they were born. So you have 8 people, so therefore your pie chart should be divided into 8 sections. Now this is the bit where you would use your protractor and work this out super accurate. However, if you don't have one, do not stress out. Chunk it into 8 relatively average pieces, so they're all roughly the same size. Okay, you can still do these activities. I'm not going to be super fussy if you've got it down to the nearest degree, but just do your best and make sure it looks right. Okay, and then you can use that to represent the data on this page. On our next page, the percentage pie charts, you're going to be looking at the data that's here, and this is out of 100 children. And you're going to have to represent it on a pie chart like this. So this is 100% would be 360 degrees. It would be the full complete revolution or turn of the pie chart. Now, this obviously is out of 100, so that's why it says 100 up here as well in this case. And again, I can't give you this resource, but what you can do is try and represent the numbers that you have here in your pie chart. This is where it becomes a problem solving activity. If we have 360 degrees and that represents 100 children, what would half of that be? What would a quarter of that be? What would an eighth of that be? So you can split this down into different parts and then represent that. Now, once again, if you don't have protractors to measure super accurately, just use the big circle that you draw around a plate or a cup or something, and do your best to represent these 3 things. And again, you're going to go on and represent this data as well. This is tricky today, there's no doubt about it. It's much easier if I'm with you in class and we're discussing this together with the resources we need, but do your best with this one. Any problems, send me a message and we'll try and work through it as best we can. And the last one, down here it says question 3, write the mode for each pie chart. Well, we have done this. Do you remember mode, median, average, mean, all those types of things. And I always reminded you of my little mnemonics, my way of remembering things. There's an O in this which stands for often. So what one appears the most often? Right, squares, that was a longish explanation. Do your best. That's all I can ask of you today, is to do your best with this. And if you have any problems, give somebody at home a shout or give me a shout as well. That's you, squares. Okay, it is triangle time. Triangle, hopefully you got on okay with your brain buzz. We are continuing today with decimals involving hundredths, and we were looking at addition and subtraction. Now, the written methods for those we covered last week on the Thursday. Today it is, take a look up here, calculator time. So you may have a calculator at home. You may want to use a phone calculator for this, but all of the calculations today you're allowed to use the calculator on, okay? So we're going to be using and applying all of this information, but doing it through a calculator. And then when we get to our work, your work is going to be on page 74 of your book, so this page, and if I can tilt this to find it, there's a little topic assessment for you to access. Now you have these booklets, and it's topic assessment 7A and 7B. But complete this page first of all, and then have a go at the topic assessment to see how you've got on with our topic of hundredths and written addition and subtraction. But that is you for today. So read this information carefully, figure out what you need to do with it, and use the calculator to find your answers. Good luck trying. Okay, super circles. Now, super circles, do you remember from last week we were looking at the addition, but the expanded addition? Well, what we're going to do today is we're going to get away from the expanded written method, which just demonstrates our knowledge of the values of these numbers. That's all we use this for. You would not really use this in everyday calculations, nor would you use this horizontal method. We are going to take a look at the standard written method that you would use for addition. So let's take a look at how we do that. Okie dokie, circles. Now, our learning intention for today is its standard written method of addition without and with bridging tens. Bridging is just a fancy pants word for carrying over from one column to the other, and our carrying over is going to be carrying over into the tens column. Don't worry about that for now. Stay with me and I'll show you what that is all about in just a second. Now, over here you can see we have the expanded addition method. A lot longer than what we would want it to be if we were using the standard written method. So we're going to take a look at how we can go from this to a much quicker method over here. Here we start in our units, tens and hundredths, and we're going to start over here in our units again. So we start off in our units column, working from top to bottom to put our answer in here. We've got 5 plus 3 gives us 8. 6 plus 2 gives us 8, and 2 plus 5 gives us 7. Boom, boom, both answers are the same, so therefore we've got this correct. Now you can see, much quicker than the expanded method, but the expanded method, like I've said lots of times, is just to demonstrate your knowledge of the value of the digits that you're working with. Now, there was no bridging in this whatsoever, because you didn't have to carry anything over into the next column. In this example, however, in this example, however, there is going to be bridging, so let's take a look. Here we can see an example of the expanded written method with bridging, but it's not so much bridging as the answer goes over into the tens column as well. So let's see what that looks like when we do it over here. So we start off in the units column and we go 8 plus 6, that makes 14. The 4 goes down here and the 1 gets carried or bridges across to the next column and goes there. Okay, so it goes on the line so we don't forget about it whenever it's our turn to add the tens. We go into the tens column, that is here. 3 plus 4 is 7, plus 1 more 10 is 8, so our 8 goes here. Nothing to bridge or carry over, so we go to the next column, which is the hundredths. 7 plus boom nothing there. 7 plus nothing is obviously 7, and take a look. Both answers are the same, except this one, there was a little bit of bridging from the units to the tens. Now, watch those videos again, rewind back a little bit, make sure you are secure with what you're doing here and here. Forget about this, you've demonstrated this skill to me, so make sure you're sure about what you're doing here and here before you have a go yourself. This is what you're going to have a go at today. Boom, boom, it's all blank, he says. Well, what I want you to do is to set yourself out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 calculations. That's it. Choose 2 3-digit numbers and make sure that if you're going to write down anything, the only one that bridges or will have carrying, so all of the numbers which should be less than 10 in this column, or you can have them more than 10 in this column but none of the other columns. We want to stick with working at bridging only from the units to the tens. So if it helps, get mum, dad, whoever's at home to watch this one with you and then write out some calculations. Or if it's just practice that you want, pick a 3-digit number. All of the numbers should be less than 5 and put them at the top up here. Choose another 3-digit number with all of the numbers less than 5 and put them up here if you're working on your own, and you'll be able to get practice at least at addition without any bridging at all. Now circles, that is a lot of information in this little session. I wish I was in class with you to give you a hand with this one. Not that the skill is particularly hard, but just so I could go over it a couple of times with you and explain everything. However, that is the best we can do for now, so watch the video back a few times, and circles, good luck. If you have any difficulty, pop me through a little message. Okay, Alpha, Bravo and Charlie, our literacy work for today. We're going to have a little bit of fun with anagrams and palindromes. Now, the more familiar of the two to us is definitely anagrams, because I know we've had these in spelling practice and you might have seen them in sort of newspapers and any sort of quiz magazines and things like that. So, what are they? An anagram is a word which is made by rearranging the letters of another word. So, for example, you could have the word grown, which if you rearrange the letters, you could make the word organ out of it. Or, this example says finger, and if you rearrange those letters and shuffle them about, you could make the word fringe. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with anagrams and have a practice with using them here. The bold words are the words that you have got to jumble about and make new words out of so that the sentence makes sense. And write out your sentence in full, please. Capital letters, full stop. Presentation is important, so make sure it's lovely and neat. Go down here to the second part. Can you make 3 anagrams for each word? So you've got shear. What can you make using the word shear? A couple of 3 anagrams there, please. And peel. Can you come up with 3 anagrams for that? And then finally, and now I had to pause the video because my example that I want to look at with you, I had to go away and think about, and I'm stuck. So if you can help me out with this one, send me a message, please. I do not get this at all. Now, first of all, a palindrome, as you can read there, is a word or series of words that read the same forwards as they would do backwards. So what I mean by that is, look, here's the word sees, S-E-E-S. If you go backwards, S-E-E-S. Madame, M-A-D-A-M. Madame, M-A-D-A-M. Then I came to this one. Now I get it. There's I'm Adam, and you've got M-A-D-A-M. But this I is throwing me, and I went away and we had a chat with my daughter and I tried to figure it out, and it doesn't make sense because there is the I apostrophe. That really throws us out. So if you can work this one out, good for you. Send me a message. I'm not 100% sure that that is accurate, but I did come up with this one, which I thought was excellent. Don't nod with an apostrophe. So D-O-N-T-N-O-D, which if you go backwards is D-O-N-T-N-O-D. Okay, so that is a better example, using an apostrophe to contract 2 words. That one I am not so sure about. Okay, you're on your own with that one, so let me know. Here we have underneath your challenge then. Okay, now write the letter of the alphabet that corresponds to its order in the alphabet. For example, E represents the 5th letter of the alphabet, so we've got a bit of a code cracking palindrome for you to have a go at down here. Okay, this should be good fun to do. Like I say, it's important you learn off what palindromes are and what anagrams are, so you know their definitions. You may come across them. They're not very common, I must admit, but if you were doing some fancy writing at home and you wanted to be incredibly smart and include some of these, maybe in a piece of poetry, now you know what they are and how to use them. Apart from that one, okay? Okay, we are on to the topic challenge. Stay tuned. Okay, so radio, what is the topic challenge this week? Now, having such a short week this week kind of messes up my challenge a little, because I was hoping to do this over 5 days. So on Friday morning, I might just send you out another little note for you to have a look at. There's not much to do on Friday morning. It's not like a lesson. I'll not be putting up a video. I'll just send you a quick link with Friday's activity, and you'll see why it's so much more straightforward than the other ones. So let me explain. If you would like to throw a pamper party for your family, ladies, I'm suggesting this one is for you. Gentlemen, I am not saying this isn't for you. I'm just thinking you might want to choose a movie night for your family. Okay, I'm not saying you can't have the pamper party. That is completely up to you. If you want to have the pamper party and do all the things that pampering involves, I'm sorry, I'm not good at pamper party stuff. I don't know what I'm talking about. Go right ahead. You can have a go at the pamper party too. But there will be 2 choices, either a movie night plan or a pamper party plan. Every day I'm going to put up a little card that explains what to do in preparation for the movie night and in preparation for your pamper night. And then come Friday evening with your family, you sit down and you have your pamper night or you have your movie night. You could do both, okay? Of course you could do both if you wanted. You could pamper first and then movie night, or you could movie and then pamper after. It's completely up to you. So I will put the links into the description as always, and you can access today's card and get this started. Again, gentlemen, if you want to have a pamper night, work away. You can have a pamper night too. We'll not leave you out. What's that noise? Oh no, it's the terrible dad joke. See you all tomorrow.